Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 34 of our Jewel Cichlid Fry Journey. Over the last month, we have witnessed these tiny, delicate fry transform into strong and active young fish. Today marks a new chapter in their growth, one where we begin to see signs of independence, maturity, and even personality. As always, if you've been following from day one, you'll know how incredible this transformation has been. From barely visible specks darting around the tank, they are now beginning to look like miniature adults. Now, one of the most noticeable things on day 34 is body shape. You see, these fry are no longer just thin slivers with fins. They are filling out. Their heads are becoming more defined and their bodies are taking on that classic oval cichlid look. And if you look closely, you'll notice their fins. They are more pointed, more agile, and they are moving with much more control. This means that they can dart quickly, hover in place, and chase food with precision. Now, their scales are also starting to develop a faint shimmer, and under the right light, you can see the first hints of that jewel sparkle that gives these fish their name. It's subtle now, but it's a promise of the vibrant reds and greens to come. Now, having seen their physical aspects, let's move on to how they have been behaving so far. Now, behaviorally, things are changing too. The fry are beginning to spread out more. In the early days, they stayed tightly grouped for safety. Often they were following their parents' signals, but now they are comfortable exploring things individually. Some still like to hang together in little clusters, while others wander off to investigate corners of the tank. And this is a sign of confidence. Confidence that comes with size, speed, and awareness. Now, what's fascinating is also the emergence of what we call as mini personalities. Some fry are bold, darting right up to the glass or chasing bits of food aggressively. Others are cautious, preferring to wait until the coast is clear. And these differences will only become more obvious as they grow. Now let's shift our attention to the parents. By day 34, we see that the parents have begun to slightly shift their role. They are not as intensely protective as before. So instead of constantly hovering and guarding, they now watch from a distance. It's almost as if they know the fry are ready to handle more on their own. And occasionally, you'll see a parent chase away a curious tankmate or signal the fry to regroup. Now, in this case, there are no other tankmates. So they are only the two parents and the fry. So sometimes if the camera get lens gets a little bit too close, or when somebody comes and tries to see and goes too close to the tank, the parents will immediately signal to the fry to regroup. So the intensity of those early days has eased. So earlier it was, even if there was a slight shadow, that was seen as a threat. But now you see that only when they really think that there's an emergency situation, they'll signal to the fry to regroup, and they will aggressively come and attack. Now this step back is actually crucial because it allows the fry to develop independence, survival instincts, and feeding skills without relying too much on parental intervention. Now, feeding time we see has also become an adventure. So instead of just clumsy snapping, the fry now chase food particles with accuracy. So they're quick, they're strategic, and even competitive. And you might even notice some fry claiming the best spots, usually near the water flow where food tends to collect. Others will dart in and out like little thieves, grabbing bites and rushing off. And therefore, this competitive behavior is a natural part of their development. In the food, in the wild, we see that food isn't evenly distributed. So the fry need to learn to fight for their share. And what we're seeing here in the tank is a miniature version of that survival game. Now, looking back at earlier days, it's incredible to see how far they've come. On day 5, they were just tiny dots clinging to the surfaces. By day 10, they started free swimming, but still they were fragile. By day 20, they had recognizable bodies but stayed close together. And now at day 34, they are bold, shimmering, and exploring the world on their own. It's almost like watching a classroom of children grow up. You see stages of dependency, curiosity, playfulness, and independence. These fry are not just surviving, they are thriving. And it reminds us how nature designs every stage with purpose. Fragility builds protection, schooling builds unity, and independence builds strength. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. At what stage did your cichlid fry start showing color? Did you notice any personality differences in your fry too, like bold versus shy types? And how do your parent fish behave once the fry reach this size? Share your experiences in the comments because it's always fascinating to compare notes with fellow aquarists. So this wraps up our day 34 update of our Jewel Cichlid Fry. The fry are growing into miniature adults full of energy and personality. The parents are stepping back, the fry are stepping forward, and every day feels like a new chapter. Now, tomorrow on day 35, we'll see how much their colors develop and whether we can spot early signs of hierarchy among them. So, thank you for joining me on this journey, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any update, especially of day 35. Until then, keep your tanks thriving and your fish happy.